All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I have a very special guest. Bianca is joining us, and she's going to tell us her journey of going into digital marketing. So, Bianca, thank you so much for coming onto the channel.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So, let's just start back at the beginning. Let's just say before you even discovered digital marketing, right? So, we're going to tell this just like a story. Before you discovered digital marketing, you maybe didn't even know what it was or anything like even if it existed. What were you doing before digital marketing, and how did you discover it?
Yes, so before I found out about digital marketing, I had no idea what it was. I was like, oh, marketing. Everybody knows about it, but no one actually knows what it is. And before I discovered it, I was actually working for myself as well in my own nutrition club. So I was helping people with their weight and helping them get healthy. And that wasn't really going as good as I expected it to. So I kind of had to run a waiting job on the side. So as a waitress, pick up some shifts so I can pay the bills and stuff like that. And at some point I was like, oh, this is not really working. And I kind of wanted out of it. I was looking at sales and then I came across marketing. And I have no idea how the YouTube algorithm worked in such a way, but I stumbled across one of Seth's interviews of how he helped people get a job in digital marketing and change their careers from not even understanding what digital marketing is to getting really, really good pay and getting, well, clients a lot of money and revenue and stuff like that. So I was quite interested and I reached out to quite a lot of the students that did the course, especially the ones in the UK, and asked them, "Oh, was this a good a good choice? Did you like it? Did you think it was worth the money?" And all of them said yes. And that's how I kind of signed up for it because I wanted an out from the life that I was living, which was really
Hmm.
stressful and no work-life balance, because that's how it is when you're working for yourself and trying to make ends meet. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I think this is a relatively rare, but probably very relatable to the right person watching story. So you kind of started your own business, very stressful, which starting your own business is much of the time. A lot of people who start their own business aren't even profitable for the first three, couple years in many cases. So it can be quite stressful. And like a lot of people say online, oh, like you should start a business. And what I tell people is you get 80% of the benefits of having your own business if you just get a remote job. And it's like significantly easier and less stressful because when you have a remote job, you have location freedom, you have a lot more time freedom. And then if you learn a really valuable skill, you get a pretty good amount of financial freedom as well, right? So those are the three types of freedom that everyone wants: location, time, and financial independence. And you get 80% of the benefits of being a business owner with 20% of the headaches of being a business owner. So I always tell people like that's, it's not the worst thing in the world. And hey, you can always start your own business on the side later on too. So there's always an option to go into that. And you're getting paid to learn super valuable skills when you do digital marketing. So okay, so you discovered Seth's course with looking probably browsing YouTube just like people are doing right now with digital marketing, and you kind of watched a bunch of interviews. You reached out to some of the students who took the course, and they all said positive things, and you decided to jump in. So how was the course when you jumped in?
How the course was when I started it. It was well structured, to say the least. The fact that we had sections explaining, well, the first section of it explaining how the course is supposed to work. You're supposed to go through it once, just listen to it, maybe take notes, and then go through it again and actually take the steps. And that made it really, really easy for me to follow. But the things that I found difficult was just the fact that it was something new. The fact that it was really well structured made it really easy to go through, even though there was a lot of new concepts, a lot of new information that I didn't even know before and didn't know existed. I didn't know what to Google My Business profile was, or what CPC meant, and SEO, what it stands for. So yeah, it was totally new, but the fact that it was so well structured, and you also had a community, the Facebook group, and the people there were so useful. I think, I don't know if you know Juan, but
I do.
he really
Mhm.
helped me in the PPC stuff that I've been doing. And yeah, putting a question there was answered within like 24 hours max, most of the time. So yeah, it was kind of instant help from the people that
Mhm.
were in the industry and knew what they were talking about. So yeah, it was a breeze for me, but I did do it quite intensively. So whenever I had a chance, I'll just go on my laptop. That wasn't even mine, it was my mom's. I borrowed it from her to just go and study the course, take notes, and make sure that I get my experience.
That's awesome. Okay, great. Now, by the way, everyone watching this, if you do want to know what all of these acronyms mean, SEO, PPC, CPC, Google My Business, if you want to know what all those things mean, or at least like the basics of them, go ahead and click the link for the free training in the description and the pinned comment below. That will take you to a training from Seth. I think it's about an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer than that. And he'll go over what digital marketing is, the different types of digital marketing. There's four different types that he actually recommends, and how you can get into those different types of digital marketing. So definitely check that out in the link in the description, the pinned comment below. After you took the course, how long did it take you to land a job?
So I was still kind of doing the course when I got my first job. So how it worked, I basically got my own experience. I went on Facebook and just said, "Oh, I'm offering free SEO audits." At that time, that's what I wanted to give people, SEO audits. And I've done an SEO audit for a local business, and they suggested me do their paid ads as well, which I did, and I've got them some decent results that helped me kind of elevate my CV
Mhm.
into the agency that I was going into. And the way I've met the the person that I was working for is very strange. I was working that day in the restaurant, one of my shifts, and a lady comes in and sits by herself at the table and just asks me if we need SEO or PPC help, like digital marketing. And I just thought like, oh, I'll just have a cool conversation because I was into digital marketing and I knew a bit of stuff there. So I just said, oh, I know a bit of digital marketing. And she just suggested to reach out to her boss and ask if they need any PPC services because that's what I was offering as well. And I did. And long story short, I ended up freelancing for them. Well, really white labeling for them and um, their companies that they were doing SEO for, and they wanted someone to do PPC, so paid
Mhm.
ads for them. And yeah, that's kind of how it started. It was, I think, 4 months after I started the course. I did finish it by then, uh, and I was just eager to get more experience from this agency so I can add them onto my CV and apply for a proper job, um, which I did. And 3 months after that, I landed the job that I'm currently in. So I think it was
Awesome.
around 6, 7 months until I've got my job that I'm full-time employed in.
Got it. Okay, so this brings me to a very interesting question just because of the background you came from. Would you say it's harder to kind of like make a full-time income from a business, hustling, getting clients, or make a full-time income, like get a job and make a full-time income? Which one do you think is harder?
I guess it depends because depends how much work you get and how much you want to put yourself out there and how confident you are in your skills. Because for me, because I don't know as much, I seemed more confident when it came to approaching like the agency, for example, and freelancing for them, even though I had no idea and they knew I had no idea about some of the things, and they were kind of my guinea pigs. But I do believe you can make a full-time freelancing income from marketing. However, if you start off as a freelancer, it's harder to increase your knowledge, because if you are in an agency, for example, and you learn from all the different types of clients, from all your colleagues that might have been in the field for I don't know how many years, you will pick up things faster and you will get more marketing ideas, like maybe this client does things this way and maybe the other one does things this way. So
Hmm.
I guess, I don't know, having the job first and then freelancing or doing it on the side as well, it's what I think it's the best combo, because you can always apply what you learn on your job on your freelancing clients
Hmm.
and just scale that up until the income matches.
Hmm. Got it. Got it. Okay. Do you think your background owning your own business, I think you said you were basically a personal trainer essentially. Do you think your background of owning your own personal trainer business kind of helped you put yourself out there and, seize the moment when an opportunity popped up to have a freelancing gig or to get a job?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, in my yeah, I say it really helped, because having my own business required me to go outside, and I don't know, I was doing marketing at the time, but I was marketing myself with like flyers or speaking to people or social media, like organically. So yeah, I do think it really helped me build like a tougher skin and take rejection better. Because I don't know if you know, but being a salesperson, it's very painful.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
for sure,
I
for
feel
sure.
for them.
Well, yeah, it's, I kind of have this philosophy, now that I've, done marketing and I've owned my own business and all that kind of thing. I kind of have this philosophy of like if people would take kind of marketing concepts to getting a job, like for instance, cold emailing people, messaging people on LinkedIn, just to network, not even necessarily to try to directly get a job from them, but just to network with them and then just ask them like, hey, do you know anybody who's hiring? That kind of thing. Or do you have any tips for me to get a job? Stuff like that, is quite common in the business world for getting clients. If people kind of apply that to getting a job, I mean, getting a job just becomes significantly easier if you kind of know those skills from the business world than like getting a client, for instance, like landing a client or landing an account. So so yeah, I always thought that that's quite interesting that you came from that background. Okay, cool. So you kind of landed a freelance gig at first that you said was kind of a freelance slash white label gig. That led to you being able to get some experience, which led to you landing your first full-time job. So if you're comfortable, because everyone wants to know, right? This is what everyone is super curious about. What was your salary or your hourly rate at the freelance gig, and then kind of what were you making at your full-time job, if you're comfortable?
Yes, so I'm comfortable sharing this because I'm not freelancing for them anymore. Um, so I worked on a client by client basis, and I don't really know what rate I should charge. I don't feel like, well, I felt like I should charge enough so I can live. Even though I was still living with my parents, I still needed to pay for certain things. And per client, the agency would charge £300, and I would get 50-50 split with the owner. So I'd get 150 per account per client that I manage. And some clients had multiple accounts, like a Microsoft account, ads account, a Meta account, and a Google Ads account. So I say at that time I was making around £900. So I wasn't managing a lot of clients, but what's that? That's like, I'm trying to make the maths. That's like six clients or something like that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, six accounts.
Got it. Okay,
So that's how
cool.
much I was earning then. And I kept taking care of those accounts even after I started um, my new job, well, the job that I'm currently at. So at the job that I'm currently at, I make around 27.5K per year, um, which I know it sounds very little for for America, but I do get a lot of holiday and people are very understanding in terms of time off or yeah, just not feeling good or under the weather or yeah.
Hmm. Got it.
So
Yeah, I've heard Europe has more like work-life balance stuff going on. That's kind of how that works in Europe. Okay, very cool, very cool. And it is for a remote job as well, so you can live wherever you want, save money on gas, travel, not having to, go out and pay for lunch. I know that's kind of like a cultural thing in UK where like everyone goes to lunch together. You probably end up spending a lot of money doing that every
I
day,
don't
right?
do that.
Yeah, yeah, there
I
you
don't
go.
do that.
Yeah, so there you go. Saving a lot of money on gas, saving money on lunch, saving money on having to buy like fancy office clothes all the time. So that's another perk of remote jobs. So very cool, very cool. So what would be your best and by the way, how could you answer again? I think you might have answered this, but I didn't get a clear answer or I didn't hear a clear answer. How long did it take you to before, like after finishing the course to land that freelancing role? Like how many months?
So I didn't even finish the role until
Okay.
I got my first freelancing uh, bit. I think it was so after a month of doing the course, I met up with that girl. I had an interview
Wow.
um, with the CEO there after like a couple of weeks. I didn't accept his first like employment offer because it was for an internship, not internship, apprenticeship, which paid near to nothing, and it
Hmm.
was very bad contract. So um, I said no to that. And 3 months after I started the course, I started working for him as a PPC specialist. I wasn't a specialist at the time, but
Hmm.
I had to make it look like it, to say the
Hmm.
least.
Got you. Got you. Okay, so about 1 month to get the freelancing gig, and then another 3 months to land the full-time job. That's excellent. That's awesome. Cool.
Oh no,
So,
so it was 1 month to get like in contact with the agency that I was
mm,
freelancing for, and then another 2 months until I worked for them as a freelancer. So it's 3 months until I got my job as a freelancer.
mhm.
And after that, 3 to 4 more months until I landed my full-time job right now.
Got it. Okay, so 3 months to get the job as a freelancer, and then another 3 to 4 months to get the full-time job. Got you. So kind of like
Yes,
6 to 7 months overall. Okay, awesome. So do you have any tips or tricks for anybody who's trying to get a digital marketing job right now?
yes. So I'd say the thing that really helped me was to use tools that I had. So everybody has a Facebook account. I'm sure you guys have been added to like community groups and stuff like that. So take advantage of that. Go out there and just tell small businesses in your area that you are offering free services. Because most of small businesses out there, they can't afford a digital marketing team. So they basically do it themselves, which doesn't do them good because it's too much. It's too much to
Hmm.
manage for a solopreneur or one person band. So go out there, promote yourself and say like, look, I've just finished this course. I want to help a couple of businesses. Tell me if you're interested, and I'll do you a free SEO audit or I'll do your paid ads for you. No charge, just me being trying to give back to the community.
Hmm.
That would be the first tip when you try and get your experience. The second tip would be to make the most out of the Facebook community within Seth's group because the guys out there and the girls out there are really, really nice and friendly, and they are more than happy to help. So if you reach out to me or if you reach out to any other person on there, they'll be more than happy to answer your question. And if you think like, oh, this is a really hard task that I don't know how to do or finish or yeah, whatever your question is, pop it on there and someone will answer it and someone will help you. So yeah,
Awesome.
I'll say these are
Awesome.
the biggest tips.
Okay, so if somebody is on the fence about whether they should jump into the course, right? Do digital marketing, jump into the course, what would you say to that person?
Well, I'd say to just do it, especially if they are craving, just like I was, having location freedom, having time freedom, having, a secure and high paying skill that you can use not just in a job, but also on your own business down the road. I'll say to just do it because it's really useful and it will help you.
Got it. Awesome. So is there anything that I should have asked you, but I didn't?
Well, if I'm using digital marketing outside of work, I'd
Okay. Are
say
you
don't
using
begin.
digital marketing outside of work?
That's a good question. Um, and yeah, yes, I am. So in terms of the business that I had before digital marketing and that business kind of going down and not being profitable anymore, to me understanding digital marketing and knowing how a business kind of needs to work, like understanding those terms and stuff like that, helped me and my partner actually promote our own business. So, yeah, it's like I said, it's not just for your job, it's also for you down the road when you might
Hmm.
want to go as a freelancer and promote yourself, or if you want to promote your spouse's business or your
Hmm.
business altogether. You understand what's going on and you can
Hmm.
do it yourself and save yourself money until you scale up to a point where you need an agency to do it for you.
For sure. Yeah, that's a great point. Would you say like you're basically getting paid to learn in-demand skills? And that's kind of one thing I kind of say over and over again on my channel is like most people go to college, they pay a massive amount of money in the US anyways, maybe not in Europe, but
Oh
in
no,
the
it's same.
yeah. Okay, it's the same there. So they go to college, they pay a massive amount of money to learn in-demand skills. Sometimes they are, sometimes arguably they're not. Whereas doing it this way, learning these super valuable skills, digital marketing, the ones that I recommend, sales, IT, etc., you're getting paid to learn in-demand skills. So it's just a total paradigm shift. You're flipping, traditional education on its head, and you're actually getting paid to learn in-demand skills. So pretty cool thing to do. And these are skills that, I guess I'll just ask you, do you think the skills you're learning now, if you are to start a business in the future or you already started a business, do you think the skills you're getting paid to learn are going to help you in your business endeavors?
100%, 100%, because I I know the things that matter in terms of, oh, how do you lay out a website in order for it to convert? Or
Hmm.
what do you need to maybe post on social media? Or like what creatives you need to have in order to start promoting on Facebook, Meta? Or how much budget and user experience you should have on your website so you can have Google Ads running and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
what the budgets are for those and if it's worth it or not and what are the benefits. So 100%, yeah,
Hmm.
it does help.
Awesome. So let me ask you one more question about personality types. So would you say there's different personality types. You got introverts, you got extroverts, you got people that are very analytical, people that are creative. Then you've got people that take their job very seriously, like their job is their life. And then you have people where the job is just part of their life. It's not necessarily, one of the most important things. So would you say that there's jobs in digital marketing for all different personality types, or would you say there's certain personality types that are going to do better in digital marketing?
I think that all personality types have a place within digital marketing. And until started working in an agency environment, I wouldn't have thought so. I always thought that marketers are kind of like salespeople, but toned down. Um, so Yeah, but right now I'm working with um, people that have been in the industry for 5, 6, 10 years, and some of them are really introverted. For example, if you want to become a paid media specialist, you are more on the technical side, understanding the ins and outs of things. Whereas if you are in a account management position, you have more of a client-facing role. I'm in that role at the moment, and it suits me best. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I'm more extroverted, and I find that pretty well comfortable. I feel
Got
pretty
it.
comfortable in my shoes to do that kind of stuff. Whereas my colleagues that are more specialists and know the ins and outs, they are more into their
Hmm.
technical bits and bobs. So yeah, I think it's for
Got
both
it.
people, introverts, extroverts, people that take things really seriously, or the people who just want a job to pay
Hmm.
their day-to-day lives. So yeah.
Got it. Got it. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, like I said before, free training in the description and the pinned comment below that will explain the four types of digital marketing that Seth and I recommend going into, approximately how much those different jobs pay and how to get into them, et cetera, et cetera. And also, if you're interested in actually joining the course, that same link will take you to a place where you can join the course, get on the email list, et cetera. And yeah, Bianca, thank you so much for coming on the channel. I really appreciate you coming on, explaining your very unique perspective as well. I think this will be very relatable to a lot of people coming from a business background. That's very cool. So yeah, thank you for coming on the channel and sharing your story. And
For
maybe we'll
inviting
get you
me.
back in a couple of years.
Yes, of course. I'll be in a
Awesome.
different country for sure, though.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Bianca. Have a good one. Take care.